to say, as a clinical psychologist, that Ariana Grande is fascinating to me, but not for the reasons that everybody else talks about. A lot of people are talking about her body and some of the challenges she's having there. And I would like to take a different angle. But first, my name is Dr. Iman. I am a clinical psychologist, but I am giving no medical advice, no clinical advice. I've never met Ariana Grande. She's never sat in my office. I've not done a formal assessment. And I say all that to say I'm not giving out any diagnosis. This is purely a mental exercise. What fascinates me about Ariana Grande is she is such a chameleon. And what I mean by that is she is able to morph into whatever you need her to morph into. And you can see how that lends itself well to acting. I remember, I think his name is John Chu of Wicked. He was talking about that they knew almost immediately that Ariana Grande was going to be Glinda because she walked in and she was Glinda. Like she had that air about her. She moved like her. She talked like her. And when I first heard that, I thought, is that method acting? But then when you consider all of the other things you know about her and how she's risen up in fame, it points me to something else. It's interesting to remember that she started out as a Disney star and she very much looked like a Disney star. And where she kind of broke out from that is with her dating life. She dated Big Sean. And at that time, a lot of people were calling her Black Yana, and some people were even accusing her of appropriating Black culture. She was with Mac Miller, Pete Davidson, the recent guy from Wicked, I can't remember his name, but all of them, she changed a bit of her style to complement whoever she was with. I also think, and one of the things I love about Ariana Grande is she's so good at imitating others' voices. So I love when she can imitate Whitney Houston. She does a really good job at it. Mariah Carey, like she's got this bit on Jimmy Fallon where she will imitate other voices or even just other actresses, and she does it so well. She's one of my favorite guests on SNL because she can embody a character like nobody else. Like I will never forget Antonio. She has that gift. But it also reminds me of a behavior that I see in anxiously attached kids or kids who have been abandoned by the people who are supposed to be taking care of them. And they will change themselves to be loved, to garner that love. They will be whoever you want them to be. And it's a survival mechanism. Like, I want your love. I need your love. I need your attention. And so to just tell me who I need to be, and I'll be that for you. The thing I always found really interesting, I did a rotation through an eating disorder clinic, is we did not focus on the eating disorder in particular. We focused on whatever was happening for you underneath. And it was usually some kind of neglect that happened when you were younger, something that you didn't get, something that you need now that you're trying to seek, whether it's in another person, like say a relationship, maybe it's in your career. Maybe you become obsessive about your career and even change yourself in order to embody that career. But it is a way to keep that person with you, to not be abandoned like you've been abandoned before. Not only are these relationships feeding your body, they're feeding your emotions, they're feeding your ego, they're feeding your self-esteem. And a lot of people who have eating disorders have low self-esteem. People who feel like they need to change themselves in order to be loved have low self-esteem. And so trying to control how you are so that you are this perfect amalgamation for whoever you're sitting across, first of all, sounds exhausting, but it is also like a survival mechanism to keep people safe. I remember when Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were on the Wicked press tour, and Ariana Grande was acting differently than she used to, and people attributed that to Cynthia Erivo because we didn't know who Cynthia Erivo was. So the what was claimed is that Cynthia was a bad influence on Ariana, but what we know was that Ariana mimics other people. Like, even people have said that she has like mimics and steals sounds from other artists. But I think she was mimicking Cynthia Erivo, or changing herself to be something for Cynthia Erivo, so that Cynthia would come and save her. Like, just the way that Cynthia would like hold on to Ariana. And it was like Ariana was this weak thing, and Cynthia was this stronger version, and would hold her tight and keep her safe. And I think that Ariana really did play into that. And then it's interesting because when they separated, when the press tour was over, actually before the press tour was over, Cynthia started to gain some healthy weight back, and she started to look a lot healthier just overall, whereas Ariana did not take the same course, and really clung to another person who was unavailable. I think that is really what gave me pause with Ariana Grande, is that she's constantly seeking unavailable men. She kind of, and they try to keep this out of the press, but she's always with someone who's involved with somebody else. And some of the, I don't know if it's delight or high, is to get with someone who is supposed to be looking at someone else. And I wonder if that plays into some esteem issues that she has. So, all this to say, I think a lot of people are focused on the physical changes because it's so glaring, and we've basically seen her grow up, so we know the changes that have happened, but there's something underneath that it has been going on for a long time that I find really, really fascinating, and that is what would need to be worked on before any kind of behavioral physical change would need to take place.